Hi, I'm Dr. Dan Butterman. I want to walk you through the new Primeprint finishing kit by Meisinger, and we're going to go through a splint. We're going to take it all the way from removing the supports to giving it really a very nice high shine, just using the instruments that are in this kit. So again, I could potentially pick up the clippers and just kind of clip these off, but I feel like that can sometimes chip the splint just a little bit, so I like this diamond wheel. I'm running this at about 15 to 20,000 RPM, and it just super easily just cleanly cuts through these supports, and it's really not messy. We're not don't have pieces just kind of flying off at us as well. So I'm just going to make my way. There are portions of this that the wheel fits in nicely, and there are other areas that are going to be just a little bit of a struggle. So I'm just going to take it everywhere that I can. As you start cutting through some of the bigger pieces, they'll just kind of pop right off, super easy. Make our way as far as we can to the lingual with this. And I'm just trying to take off the bulk of the supports so that we can kind of cleanly break this free afterwards. So we'll just take it around this distal portion. And you'll see that as I move to the lingual, it becomes a little bit more challenging to try and fit that in. So we're just going to take off that diamond wheel, and we'll put on that red flame carbide, and that's just going to be a little bit easier. And again, I'm running this at approximately 10 or 15,000 RPMs. As high as 20,000 RPMs will just whatever you need, but it's just super easy to cut through those last supports. Really takes almost no effort. I'm not pushing hardly at all with this carbide to make my way through here. And again, just once you have enough of them removed, you can just separate and break things away cleanly. If there's a section that still remains, simply come back with that red carbide and we can just kind of remove the rest of that. Now, to get the remnants of those supports off, those little nubs that are left on there, I can either use that abrasive wheel or I can just kind of come back with this yellow carbide, and that works just as well. Either way works totally fine. And we'll just take a minute to remove some of these. Any minor contouring that needs to be done, you can certainly deal with that. But it just kind of really cleanly and easily just removes all of those little last bits of the support. So because the splint has been fully cured and processed, those remnants are a little bit harder and they can't just peel off, so we do have to use an instrument to properly take those off. I'm being careful when I use this carbide just to kind of come in where those supports were and really not do much to change the occlusion with this. So I'm just very gently. The grit is quite fine on that. So I've already gone over the entire surface with this pink pre-polisher. Basically what this does is takes off those spiral marks that you can see as the layers are being built on a 3D print item. So we're not really polishing this, we're still doing a little bit of contouring. Now if we were polishing a temporary as well, any of those slightly irregular surfaces, we're just going to be able to take all of that off. So pink, I'm running that at about 10,000 RPM, and that is basically a pre-polish. It's not a required step. If you don't have any ridges to take down, you can simply go right to this next step. This is the gray PMMA polisher, and this is actually going to start to give it the bulk of the shine. I'm running this a little bit faster. I'm running this probably closer to 20,000 RPMs. Anywhere from 10,000 RPMs to 20,000 RPMs is good. And I'm actually leaning on this surface quite a bit. Now, I'm only polishing the outer surface, so you're going to see that the intaglio, or the inner surface of this splint, is still going to have a little bit of a white, opaque look to it, but the outer surface, when we're done, is going to be fully polished. And now I'm just going to take this cotton wheel, and again, typically, even just using it dry, running it again anywhere from 10 to 20,000 RPMs, running that dry is going to kind of give that last final shine, and it's going to take that outer surface and give it a relatively clear look. If you want to add a little bit of polishing paste to it, a diamond impregnated paste, anything that you like, you can certainly do that just to bring up the luster even more. But I find that just this dry cotton wheel is going to be enough to sort of give that last little bit of luster and kind of shine that up. And our goal is to give a relatively clear look on the outer surface of the splint.